how great is the sequence in The Greatest Night in Music, the making of We Are the World?
When Stevie Wonder teaches him how to do Dylan?
It teaches him how to sing like Dylan.
It's also fascinating, that whole Greatest Night in Music thing, how...
by the way, I could posit that if Dan Aykroyd could be in the back row, you could have been in the back row.
Why was Dan Aykroyd there?
I don't understand why Dan Aykroyd is in the back. I don't understand it. It gives me really bad FOMO because, like, that's right at the height of the Brat Pack. They could have used a Brat in there.
They could have used a Brat Pack.
They could have totally used.
I don't want to flatter you, but I think you're better looking than Dan Aykroyd. I think
at least then
when they're putting the camera, when they're panning the camera across.
Yes,
I think you probably got Huey Lewis beat. I think you probably got Paul Simon beat. At least you're taller.
Got more hair.
Yeah,
for sure.
Probably better looking than Springsteen. You could have been a big addition to that one big wide shot.
And it was not to be.
It was not to be. The phone never rang.
No, the other great shot is
Quincy never called you up and said, "Rob, come on by."
Quincy and I were battling over the same women at that point. That was the issue. If you really want to know, that was. I had competition. What's really nice is that I hate to say it, but all my competition is passing. Quincy has passed on. Nicholson's teetering. You know, these were the guys. these were the guys. Warren still hanging on.
Yeah.
But
and still beats you, by the way.
Yeah, still. Yeah. Still. Mick.
Yeah. No, I don't think Mick does. Don Knotts, he's dead.
Yeah, he's gone. The other great one is the picture of him in the chorus, the big panning shot in the chorus, where he's just not singing.
No, he's not singing.
At all, not even making an attempt.
But it is fascinating that Bob is just like a little kid. He's very uncomfortable. He's the most uncomfortable.
You must have met him
there.
now.
Yeah, but you can't talk about meeting Bob. You don't meet Bob again. But
That's right.
Yeah, but it's a fascinating thing. It's also wonderful to watch how superstars, Paul Simon, Springsteen, and Billy Joel, all they're doing is watching Bob to see what he's doing.
Right.
You know, if Bob decides this is not the place to be, you know those three are walking. It's also wonderful, these people you see as rebels and rock and roll shitheads. It's amazing to see the work ethic. You know, everybody in that, with a few notable exceptions that are so clear we don't need to mention them, are just really hardworking people. Springsteen does a show that night, flies in, it's 5 a.m, he steps up to the mic and does a great job. And we also have to find out who the person was when Stevie Wonder is taking Ray Charles out to the restroom, the one who says it's the blind leading the blind. And they do not give you credit for who said that. But I don't think it's Aykroyd. Who was it?
Okay. Lionel Richie told me who it was.
Oh, he did?
And I've fucking forgotten.
That's why you weren't there. If you can't even report that properly.
Lionel told me who, because I love Lionel and he's an old friend, and I grill him all the time about that night. I'm obsessed with that night. When that documentary came out, I was like, this is a gift to me.
The person I most want to be in that whole documentary was the guy who goes, they don't speak Swahili there.
Oh, it's amazing.
We don't know who that is either.
Oh, wait. Hang on. He told me that too.
Oh, those are the
Hang
two
on,
things.
wait, no, I know, wait. Okay, so it is, who is it? That's an amazing moment.
Because having the balls to tell Dylan this is the way to sing like Dylan is one thing. But after that, to have the balls to tell Stevie Wonder.
Who did it? Waylon Jennings? It was.
No, it's not Waylon Jennings.
Are you sure?
No. Yes, I am.
Well, Waylon had the great quote where he goes, what he says,
Cowboys don't speak Swahili.
Yeah, Cowboys don't sing Swahili, and I will not be singing it. Just out.
Yeah, not Waylon at his best moment, but still
just
pretty
out.
Funny, yeah.
So funny. What a night.
Yeah, but he does mention Swahili, but I don't think he's the one that says they don't speak it there.
That was one of those things where it just.
And I also, the people that you didn't think much about, like Huey Lewis, I never thought much about, is a hero.
Murders.
And is also humble. I mean, so humble. He goes, I'm taking the part. I'm taking Prince's place.
Well, you know who that was supposed to. I think that was supposed to be Kenny Loggins. And Kenny, I'm pretty sure this is. I sound like an idiot. I'm A, dropping names, and B, not following up on the name drop by forgetting what the names told me.
Well, you are incompetently name dropping.
I'm the most incompetent name dropper. This is my new thing.
I want to hear one of these stories and say, I don't remember what Rob Lowe told me.
I don't remember. I know Kenny Loggins over a pickleball game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure told me that he was supposed to be there and didn't, and that's where they got.
Kenny Loggins is there.
He is there. Well, see, I really don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know what it is now. It's Kenny Loggins' idea to get Huey Lewis. That's what it is.
But Huey Lewis, he became my hero after watching that.
Kills it.
He just kills it. He just kills it.
And Cyndi Lauper with the bangles and the
She hits everything. She's really
like, I like what I like. She's like, I'm gonna throw down here. Here's my favorite part. I want to be the one who is at the beginning. You see Quincy doling out who's gonna, and it's based on what key they sing in, right? Which is super super interesting.
And it's actually not Quincy Jones. It's the guy who does the vocal arrangement, who's the genius, who wants Tina Turner in her lower register because he thinks she's more powerful there, making some really important artistic decisions.
And I want to be the person who goes, and Kim Carnes, you'll be singing "And We."
Yeah. Also the engineer going, you got one take with these people. I mean, the nervousness of that, Sorry, I didn't get all that. Can we do that all again? Yeah.
My old friend David Foster, who I've had many times on this show, not many, but I've had him. He likes, my favorite story I get him to tell is he did the Canadian "We Are the World," which is still my favorite thing ever. I forget, it's like "We Stand a Chance," whatever the fuck. Everybody was doing that, and he had Neil Young behind, and he's like, Neil, because David famously has perfect pitch. He's like, Neil, you're a little flat on that A note, and Neil's like, man, that's my brand, man.
Yeah. Well, I was talking with a friend who has very, very good pitch, and we were saying, can you think of a Neil Young song where he's in tune from beginning to end? And we could not name one.
No. It's the beauty of it.
And also the Clash. If they ever sang in tune, it wouldn't sound at all like the Clash. And I also wonder if I've always thought somebody should take Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Four-Way Street, the live record, and put auto-tune on that and see what they were trying to do.
I used to see them a lot, and there were some nights where...
Yeah. Well, once you've got David Crosby, anything you're doing is going to be a little fucked up.
Yeah. And then he gets together, and then you got to worry about Stills. And then Stills goes together, and you got to worry about Graham. It's like very, very few nights where they all...
Yeah. Although Graham Nash, the most solid of all. Which is damning with faint praise.
They're murdering them right now.
You're working with Neil Young, David Crosby, and Stephen Stills, and you are by far the one who comes in on time.
Yes. Oh.
And knows what material you're doing. I think Graham's got that. Now put him in another group, put him in a Philharmonic, maybe he's not there.
Then we have issues. Oh my God. Very last question. What's the best magic trick you've ever seen?
Best magic trick I've ever seen was a guy named Eddie Fector.
Great name.
Who worked at a place called the Forks Motel that had a little sign out that said Magician Nightly. It was in Buffalo, New York. And he, like all of your great close-up guys, had learned magic because he was, shall we say, a graduate. He had done time. And anybody that's got a perfect bottom deal did time. And he big guy, I mean, big, beefy hands, jailhouse tattoo. This is 70s when not every mall girl had a tattoo.
Yes.
This is jailhouse stuff, indie ink with a little pin, And he would do card stuff. And I'm the only one in the world, by the way, who likes this. He would do dice stacking. And I'm the only person in the world that enjoys it. Teller can't stand dice stacking. It's where you take a little cup and you have dice, like 5 of them.
Yep.
And you move your hands like that and you can stack them up and do 2 piles and he could predict what numbers would be on which pile and you're holding back and doing all that stuff. That was my favorite stuff. I loved Eddie Fector. And one of the reasons we do Fool Us is we're able to get on people who do that little stuff that would never be booked on another show, that do the real stuff that just kills me.
That's amazing.
So dice stacking.
I have a whole new rabbit hole.
You just asked somebody who's seen 800 magicians perform on Fool Us, the best in the world, who knows every magician you can name, who knew Siegfried and Roy, who knew everybody, and I just gave you dice stacking.
I'm gonna be hitting the wormhole.